Hello and welcome. We're back. We missed last week because we was having a rest, but we're back tonight. So, welcome to Monday Night Paranormal Live with myself and Jenny, Paul from Host for Ghosts, Angela from South Coast Ghost, one of our lead investigators, Dora, and our very, very privileged special friend, Kez Kelsall, is here to talk to us tonight. So, welcome, Kaz, to Monday Night Paranormal Live.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay. So, if you have any comments or you want to ask Kaz any questions, please send them in. Angela will put them on the screen and we can ask Kaz about it. So we had no investigations this weekend. Last week we were out and about busy on the bank holiday weekend, so we gave it a miss. Anyway, so our very special guest tonight is Kaz, all the way from lovely Yorkshire, where myself and Jen met Kaz up for a lunch, which was lovely. Hi, Christine. So what we'll do, we'll get into talking to Kaz. So if you want to ask any questions, please send them in and put them on the screen and we can ask the questions. Or if you want to ask Kaz correctly, then please do so. There's no issue. So, Kaz, welcome to Monday Night Paranormal. I'll get it right in a minute. Paranormal Monday Night Live. Right. I'm going to ask you the first question. What brought you into the paranormal world?
A lot, really. A lot's gone off in my life in all different subjects. I thought I used to see spirit when I was 3. That's the first time I saw spirit. And after that, with a load of other stuff happens, it chose me and not the other way around. So, yeah, that's my life.
So you see spirit from a very young age then? Did you know you were different, or you just thought this was the normal type of thing?
I think at the age of 3, I do remember seeing the man on the stairs at my nan's house, and I thought everyone could see him. And my nan, in her defence, said, no, there's no one there. And, I can see a man on the stairs, So it was obviously, when I was young, it wasn't talked about with certain people. It wasn't talked about. But after that, I thought, hang on a minute, I'm a bit weird, I am. Because other things start to happen and I'm like, how come everyone else can't see them or hear them, or certain things happen to me? And later on in my life when I was 14, and as you know what happened, it came back big style. I came back with a suitcase full. I really did.
So did you do sort of, as you grew up up until the age of 14, did you have a bit of a distance from seeing spirit, or did you still have that connection?
No, I still had that connection. I still had it. I mean, a lot of it was to do with when I lived at my nan's house till I was 5. There was a lot of poltergeist activity, and I used to physically see things fly across the room. Really bad. There was 2 people there, and I didn't understand that at the time. But my nan was a medium, and she used to speak to the one guy, and it was mental in that house. And I mean, bit bonkers, there was a bad energy, which there's a reason for that as well, which you don't know about. And there was another good person there. And I think they're trying to, I call it salt and pepper effect. When I clear houses, not always, but I will find that there's a good person there who's protecting the person, resident, from the other thing. And that's what happened in that house of my nan's. So yeah, I saw a fair bit of spirit, apports, things missing, things coming back. And I was only a child, so that's when I was 5. So it didn't really go.
Yeah. Did you tell people at school what was going on, or did you sort of keep very much quiet about it?
I kept it quiet until I went back home, and you know about this.
Yeah.
I went back home when I was 5 years to home be my parent, and it was not talked about. It doesn't exist. Yeah, it does exist. And what it was is I used to astral travel, and I first astral traveled when I was 8. And I remember going to school, the junior school, and I saw my friend Dawn. I could say Dawn. And I said, Dawn, and what it was is I cut to the chase here. I astral traveled from my bedroom, and my sister was in the bed next to me. And I went up to the ceiling. And I looked down and I went, oh my God, my sister's in bed. What am I doing in bed? But she's doing in bed. I went through the window And basically, I visited my friend's house. I went in my friend's house, saw her mum in her 70s, 90, and she didn't see me, which I thought she'd tell me off for being in the house, but I didn't understand what astral traveling was. And the next day, I came back home to my bedroom with a bang. And the next day, I went to the junior school and I told my friend Dawn that I had been to her house the night before, and I saw her mum. And I told her a few details about the nightie she was wearing. And when I came home from school, I don't think we had a phone in them days. I think I probably established that. But Dawn's mum came to my mum's house and basically said, in no certain terms, your daughter is weird. She's not come to my house again. And how the hell did you know what nightie I was wearing? Because apparently it was correct. So after that, I didn't tell anyone else. I thought it was magical. I was only 8 years old. It was brilliant. Her mum found it so magical, apparently. So I never played with her again, never played in her garden, and I'd never been in the house. I wasn't allowed in her house at all. So I didn't know the layout. I didn't know anything. I just knew the garden. So, yeah, I kept it to myself, I think, when I was a child at school because I was just weird. Still am.
Andrew, do you have a question?
Yeah. So initially, I imagine as you were a child, you didn't sort of find it scary. It's just like something that happened and you went along with it. But did there come a point where you thought, no, this is a bit scary, I don't like this?
I did astral travel a lot, yes. And I thought that was a bit, after the first one, I thought it was brilliant. I thought, ooh, what's gone off? But after a while, yes, it got a bit, where am I going now? Do you know what I mean? Also, it was hard, really. It was a push and pull thing. My parents were saying I couldn't talk about it. Yeah, I was having so much happen to me, seeing spirits so much, hearing them. I had my first past life experience when I was a child as well. I just got bombarded with, you can't talk about it. So I wasn't much as scared, I don't think. I think it was more, I was getting inside. I was starting to think I was weird because no one else is getting it. I can't talk about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember telling my mum that she wasn't my mum. And I told her that told my sister that she wasn't my sister either. And I might have been about 9 years old, if at all, might have been less than that. Because I said to them that I came from a hot country. And they said, oh, don't talk stupid sort of thing. And I said, no, I'm telling you, I came from a hot country. And I'll show it in a minute. And when I was in the junior school, I hate maths. I worked in accounts. Would you believe this? Years later. I hated maths at school. I hated it. And in my maths book of all books, I used to draw, and I'm not a good artist. When I was a kid, I used to draw a hand, and I'd draw an eye in the middle of the palm. I had no clue what that was up until only a few years ago. And it's what I've got over here. It's called a Hamza. And it's to the evil eye. And it's Mediterranean. It's either Mediterranean or further across. And it's called a Hamza. I mean, I got one over there too. And it's a religious symbol for protection. So I was drawing something at that age and I didn't have a clue what it was. But yeah, I think the scary thing probably was, as a child, the scary thing probably was the energy in my nan's house, the black energy. That scared me. So I take all that back. I was young there. And yeah, it was awful because to get past him on the landing was horrible, really horrible. So yeah, but I couldn't talk about it.
Yeah.
So do you think where there's a positive energy, there's got to be a negative energy to balance it?
Not always, but a lot of the time, yes. The houses I've cleared, the buildings I've cleared, people I've had to help more often, not always, but more often than not. There is somebody there who's trying to keep the other thing at bay. It's when they haven't got that there, then all hell breaks loose and they're in trouble then. Definitely.
Another question, Andrew?
I think I need to hear more stories before I have any questions.
So as you were growing up, things started to happen to you in your life. You say about past life.
Yes.
What sort of pushed you that way? What sort of made you think, well, I've been around before, just because of the eye or just things that you noticed?
The way I felt, I thought I shouldn't be here. You're not, and I remember saying to her, you're not my mum. You're just not my mum, And you're not my sister. I mean, they must have thought I was Gaga, you know what I mean? I probably thought I was Gaga. You knew with him, you know, I knew. I should be with them. I have another family somewhere, as I would have said. And that's how it felt so strongly. I was the odd one out, and I probably still am. But yeah, I was the odd one out. And then years later, I had other past life experiences where flashbacks of things when I'm obviously a lot older, I got these. But my first one ever was when I was a child. Yeah, definitely. I mean, years later, the experiences I've had, I had to look up. I wrote it down, so I knew. I wrote it down first. I'd look it up, and it's on the internet. I'm on this way, but it's on the internet. How the hell do I know that? Because I remember it. I have flashbacks of previous lives, and without being funny, a lot of us do as children. They do say up to the age of 6. We've all got past life recall. We've all got a lot of clairvoyance or a lot of clairsentience as children. But after the age of 6, I think peer pressure happens or it slowly drifts off, you know. But we've all got this. We've all got past life recall, definitely.
When you're on about astral travel,
yeah,
and you've done it numerous times, was it always the same place, or was it different places that you recognised, or you just ended up somewhere, or?
No, I used to go to different places. What it is, when you leave your body, you go. What I say to people if you do go astral traveling is when you leave your body, when you sleep anyway, your soul, just don't touch your soul, but you're above your body like that, like about that much, not a lot. Everyone, if you have to sleep in the afternoon, you still do it. So when you get this feeling of like that, like people do, it's because you stop going to your body very, very quickly. So you're not ready for that. But if you relax it through, and I used to get this noise, like an electrical noise or crackling noise, and my body used to vibrate. It does so much now, but my husband used to say to me, "You're vibrating again," because I can't help it. My body, you know. That's what he used to say to me. What a thing to say. But I did. I was aware that my body was doing this. And what it is your soul is trying to get out of your shell, this meat suit. And then I pop off. And then once you relax with that, I used to go up as high as I could and out the window or out the ceiling or whatever, because this is solid. We are not. And many a time I go to different places, different planes, higher planes, not so much as the lower ones. Thank you very much. And also the one time I remember literally 10, 15 years ago, I went off and I ended up in this desert. It was ever so strange. I never no clue where I was. No sign saying you're in so-and-so, you know. And I was on this desert and I thought, am I in Arizona? What's going on? It was so dry. And all of a sudden I saw this white, what do you call it, observatory. And I literally went into the walls of the observatory, because you can go into solid things because you're fluid. I went into the observatory and I saw people in white coats and doing stuff. And I thought, there's like 2 or 3 of them, weird buildings, I can't talk, weird buildings. And then all of a sudden I got sucked out again, came back this way and back into my body. A few years later, I was watching the Discovery Channel like you do, just watching anything. And all of a sudden there was a program on and the observatory came on the telly. And I said, that's wow. And it's in the Atacama Desert in Chile. Oh. I was gobsmacked. And when they showed the panoramic view, I went, oh my Christ. I felt like Judith Chalmers on a travel show. That's what I you know, that's so a lot of places I don't know where I'm going. I haven't got a clue. I've travelled into someone's houses that I knew, and they've actually seen me. They've seen me standing there in their bedroom. Yeah, that's happened twice now. Yeah, a few years ago, in the 80s especially, this mother-in-law or to-be mother-in-law or whatever, obviously had something on my brain, and I popped off, and I remember standing there and I'm watching her in bed. It sounds a bit creepy, that does, but you know what I mean? I just obviously had something on my mind. And which is another thing, if there's a lot on your mind, you can leave your body to go to the place or the person that you got in your mind. It's just the way it is. And yeah, she said, she rang me up the next day and said, I saw you in my bedroom last night. I said, oh, did you? I didn't think she saw You did. So it's happened a couple of times. But yeah, astral travel. I know it's a long answer. But astral travel,
it's good.
Astral travel. If you relax enough, you'll go pop. You might even hear a lot of noises, and then you'll slowly go up the ceiling. You either stay down, that's astral projection. That's when you stay in the same place, but you look down yourself, or out of body experience. Astral travel is when you literally leave the building, like Elvis. You leave the building, mate, and you go off, and that's astral travel. And you can go anywhere. You are attached to they call it the silver cord, but you are attached. There's a lot of things people say, certain things. I would read up about those, because my advice to anyone who wants to do it and do it properly is, when you leave your body and you know you're leaving your body, try and aim to think positive things. Aim to go as high as you can in your head. Think, I want to go as high as I can, as high as my house, as high as the cosmos, because I've been in the cosmos quite a few times. Planets, constellations. I don't know these things, but I've told them, and sure enough it is. If you don't do that, some people can be vulnerable, and I think I don't want to go down that road, but they can be vulnerable to the lower planes. And that's where you see a lot of stuff, People have nightmares. They see someone in their room, and stuff like that. Night terrors. And a lot of that is because you've left your body up to say here, but you haven't gone up. And what you're seeing is around you. So advice, pop up higher.
Dora, do you have a question for Kez?
Yeah. When you astral travel, how do you see that?
How do I see them?
Yeah. When you travel, how do you see that?
See the people, or see the energies, or see the place?
Because
normal.
I done that once. I said to Paul and Jenny, and it looked to me like, the Star Wars movie when they sit in the ship and all the stars coming at them and all get blurry.
That's the cosmos. Where you went that high. You went into the cosmos, and that can happen, and that's brilliant.
Yeah,
that's brilliant. You carry on there. You'll go to different places, different planets, different areas, or even different timelines. You can go to different timelines.
I went to see my friend, and then I just come back.
Oh, that's brilliant. Did you see your friend?
Yeah.
Physically, solid. You see them solid.
Yeah. It's like it's like if my friend would be my neighbor, it's like going into the house and like proper person.
That's brilliant. See, that's brilliant. You relax.
That only happened once.
No, if you want to do it again, you just do it, but just relax like you must have done, and then you'll go. Sometimes you can think, I'd like to go somewhere. Sometimes you just go and you end up somewhere else.
Do you know?
So, sorry,
good, Dora.
So, as you are on different levels, you see different things. Yeah, that's what you mean.
Very much so. Yeah. And the more you do it, the more you can say, I want to go there. I want to meet my guides. I want to see my loved ones in the planes that they're in, the afterlife, the planes they're in. You can ask for a lot of things. You can make yours think of something and go, okay, I want to go there tonight. And, hopefully you do go there to your friend's house in your case. I didn't think about my friend Dawn. I just went. I was only 8 years old, though.
I didn't. It just happened. Out of nowhere.
Well, that's good. You went somewhere that you feel comfortable with. It's where you go somewhere else and you're like, what the hell am I doing here? Just hang on tight as you're coming back.
If there is any risk of not coming back?
Everyone says that. No.
Is it like we get scared on the way of something, or someone try wake us up?
If someone wakes you up, that's not a good thing, because it's like it's like sleepwalking. If you wake up a sleepwalker, it's like a shock, bang, and it's exactly the same. If you wake someone up and they're astral traveling, even though they don't know you're doing that, you're just asleep to them. You'll come very, very quickly, and it isn't always the best. You can get very tired the next day In fact, you're exhausted the next day because you've travelled. But yeah, if you think you're going to do it a lot, and tell your partner who's with you when you do sleep or whatever, to say, just don't wake me up, sort of thing, because I might be still travelling. Yeah, it's not the best. Someone brings you back too quick, not at all. It just, it's snapping back that quick. It's not the best. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And do you notice? Are you there instantly, or you're actually travelling? What seems minutes, seconds, hours, or?
Oh no, with myself, it's quick. It's like I'm there. I absolutely have to calm it down. I don't remember going anywhere else but there. I went straight there. You fly. It's almost like you're flying, but not flying. Look at the clouds and all that. When you go through the cosmos, yes, that isn't instant for me. It wasn't. I saw myself going up and up and into the atmosphere, as they say, and then I went to the cosmos. So because it's so, how'd you put it? So many levels higher than us. It's going to take a while to get there.
Yeah.
Desert, it was like, my God, what the hell am I doing here? Do you know, a bit like Doctor Who, when we're tired, what the hell am I? Like that, I had a bit of a shock there.
And does it's Steve, isn't it?
Yeah, Steve, yeah, bless him.
Does he hear you talk in your sleep when you're astral travel? Like you're talking to someone? Did he ever woke up and you've been talking in your sleep?
He's heard me talk in my sleep, yes. I'm not too sure if that's astral travel, but he has heard me talk. I mean, when I shake, he knows I'm going, so he just leaves me to it now. He doesn't wake me up. He doesn't say you're shaking or any of that anymore. It's dangerous doing that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he has hurt me. I have had two situations where I bilocated, and the second time he was there, he was in Canaries, and I was tired. He went in the swimming pool, Canaries, and it was afternoon. It wasn't nighttime, and I was sleeping on my sunbed like you do, and I just about remember it myself. But it's not like astral travel because you're doing it. He said he was in the swimming pool with about 10 other people. So I've got other people there who saw it. And he just said he saw me get off the bed, get off the bed and walk past him like this, past the pool. And he went, Kez. And I just carried on walking. And he said, so many words, she's left the stuff into the bed. I've got to get out. And he ran out. And as he started to run, and I literally wasn't far. I mean, you could see where I was, if you know what I mean. Yeah. He literally got out the pool, went ding, ding. I went, hang on a minute. She's still on the bed. Huh? That's what happened. I left my body as a solid, and I walked past 10 people, including him. And they all said, she just walked past us. That's how I've done that twice now, where I've appeared I'm in the one place still. Yeah. Half of me, if you want to call it that, soul, solid, will go elsewhere. People have seen it. So yeah, that's a freaky one. That was. I don't remember. I actually with that one, I would say it is by location because I don't remember. Astral travel, you go off, you see what you're doing, Yeah. Location, no. It's like something switches off on you, and it's a bit like sleepwalking, but it's not your body. Soul goes off, and I don't remember nothing. Absolutely nothing. I really don't. So he said, no, you just walked past us. It was me, Mickey. It was me, everything, and 10 other people vouch. We've just seen her go past. So that's by location when you were in one place. And I looked over and I was still on the bed. I've got no double ganger, trust me. That's happened twice. So that's what by location is. It's I read something once about a woman did it in the 40s or something. She was in a office or something like that. And a friend saw her at the window. No, sorry. She was sitting on her desk, like doing what she was doing. Someone went to the window and they actually saw her outside walking up the road. Exactly the same as me. Oh, and she was just doing this.
So the 10 people in the swimming pool, what did they make of it? Did they say anything to you about it?
The article of that woman? Me?
Of yourself in the swimming pool?
They were gobsmacked. They couldn't figure it out. It's like, but she's there. But she's just got past. Yeah. Steve just absolutely freaked out. I think originally he was freaked out because I left our belongings under the sunbed. I think it's all not me walking my body, And then it's when he just got out the pool and he went to walk and he went, huh? She's on the bed. But it was me walking past. So, yeah, it freaked him out. It did freak him out for quite a few years, that did. So when I do go on holiday with him again, I have to warn him in case
you disappear again.
In case I disappear again, yeah. But that's by location. That is when part of your brain just switches off and off you go.
So, Andrew, do you have a question? Or
Yeah. When you astral travel, does it feel like you're in a dream, or does it feel like you are really there?
You're really there. You can smell things, taste things, touch things.
Oh.
You're really there. For me, you're really there. So it is a slight difference to like having a dream. Yeah, it's slightly different. It's real. It's so real.
How long can you be gone for?
It depends on the person, because there's some people do it for quite a long time. I don't know how long. I don't know how long I'm over there for, where I am. I haven't got a clue. I have no idea until I come back. I don't know how long I've been. I don't look at the clock and then go. I just go. But I don't know. It's not. I could be wrong here, but it's a bit like the afterlife. The higher dimensions, the higher the speed of time is. This is sluggish. This is 3D and it's dense. So what could feel like, let me think, 20 minutes here could feel like a couple of minutes up there. You know what I mean? But I don't think it's that quick I'm there for at all, because I take too much in. I do too many things, or go to see so many people, which I don't think I can do that in a minute or two. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Do you remember what's in there when you come back?
Say again.
Do you remember what you seen when you come back?
Yes.
Like the next morning you wake up and think, well, that was a weird dream, or travel.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I still got a notebook next to my bed where I write stuff down. As soon as I come back, I go on the landing without waking up and I quickly write stuff down straight away. Oh, yeah, yeah. I'll get messages that way, or I come across people, because I deal with murder cases. And there's been a few times where I've gone, well, in fact, I've done that a lot. In fact, when I've gone to the place, saw it, and then come back, and then I write it down. Oh, yeah, so Angela, I must be there a while. That's what I'll say. I must be there a while. But I think if you're too long, this is my only opinion, I think if you travel for too long, possibly it could start to affect your physiology of your body.
Okay.
That's my concern. So if I do it, I'd like to think I'm not over there too long, because it does affect you anyway. It's a bit like trance mediumship. I do that. If you do trance mediumship, or any mediumship, but if you do trance mediumship, this is going off a tangent here, and you do not 50-50, but if you do 100% where spirit comes in straight away, and you, in theory, put yourself aside, find your body, I say ages, because I must be about 100 then, but you know, to me, you know, it does affect your body, your physiology, it affects it, definitely, because it's a different energy totally that's using your body. And that's the same with the astral travel. Not that people are using it, but I'm using my body in a faster speed, you know, speed and frequency is so strong that, you know, that's why you come back, your body knackered basically when you come back for that reason.
Do you think you can time travel doing astral travel?
Yes.
Have you done that?
I'd like to say I have, because I've been to places, saw things which happened in the past.
Oh.
I think you can do that, you know, because I've had 2 time slips.
Oh,
it's always 2 with me, isn't it? What's going on? It's funny you say that. But yeah, I've had 2 time slips, and that, for me, it wasn't spirit coming to me. I went into their time. So I have to say yes to that. I went back in, the first one was, oh God, where are we now? The first one was 1983. I was 20. And that's a long one though, but that went on for 20 minutes. And by then I was proper scared of something, you know what I mean? I was only 20. And I wanted to come back to 1983, and I was stuck in late 1800s, I would have said, late Edwardian times, definitely, because the people I saw were Edwardian people in different parts of the road. I went into an estate in Birmingham, where I come from originally, where 1 minute it was 1983, I crossed over the road and everything changed. And they went quiet. The road changed. The houses are gone, totally gone. It was all like farmland on this side, but there was a bit of road or whatever. So it's like an overlay, maybe of two eras. Excuse me. And I went to think, I'll go to the bus stop. And there was no bus stop. It was a gaslight, a bloody gaslight. There was a man with a top hat on, 3/4 coat and trousers, very tall man, in fact, and he was standing under the gaslight. And I thought, where's the bus stop gone? And who the hell's that? All of a sudden, he turned round his head and looked straight at me. He was interactive. And the reason why that is because I went into their time and not the other way around. Slight difference. And I was like, oh, whatever. And I thought, get me out of here. Where the hell am I? I didn't have a clue what it was. I was only 20. I didn't know what it was. And then I carried on walking, and then I came across what I would call a stable boy, dirty face, blonde, really blondie hair, ripped shirt, his trousers like 3/4, like a stable boy for horses. He came across me, across my path from the fields. Well, what bloody fields? There were houses there before, these fields. And he came across, he looked at me, and I went, God, you know what you're looking at me? And then he went past me, like he was in a rush. Didn't talk to me, didn't know nothing. And then the other one was, I got to the top of the hill, and it did go on for a good 20 minutes, this did. And I went to the top of the hill, and by then I was proper freaking out. I was thinking, I just want to go home, literally. And I come across what I think Edwardian into Victorian times, this woman with her hair tied up in a bun, black dress, dead tight. And she was walking towards me, and there was nowhere I could go to get away from her. She frightened me. Oh, no, she frightened me. And all of a sudden, she just turned like that, and she went to walk towards this place, which was a brick wall in 1983. She went through it, but like it wasn't there, because it wasn't there. But as she went there, as she was going towards the wall, she turned her face like the man did. She saw me, and she looked me straight in the face, as if to say, who are you? I mean, I was dressed in 1983 here. You know what I mean? So that's that one. That was scary. And I ran like hell. And I locked my door. I locked my door. I said, I'm not bloody going out ever again till tomorrow morning. Myself. And I had to see a clairvoyant not the next day, within a few days in Birmingham City Centre. And I said, I think I'm going mad, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as I walked through the door, he said, you're clairvoyant, you are. I was like, I'm what? I'm not going to tell me anything. And then I told him what happened. He said, that's time slips. He said, you've had a time slip. The second one was this house. This house is lively. It is very busy, this house is. And I was upstairs. It was 11 years ago, 2015. Getting ready for work like you do. I rushed out the shower. I went into my bedroom door, and my bedroom totally changed. I thought, oh, God, not again. And everything was green. I'm not a lover of green, believe it or not. And walls were painted where they got wallpaper on them. My wardrobe had gone. My bed had gone. Some really old furniture in there, quite funky furniture. And then there was this woman just stood there, and she just turned around like this. So that's when you know you're in a time because they interact with you proper. She turned around, looked at me and said, what the hell are you doing in my house? And I was going, no, what the hell are you doing in my house? You know what I mean? And and then she just dissipated. And the windows were brown wall windows, wooden windows. I remembered everything about it, like a snapshot. A few months later, I went on the internet looking for area history of this place. And it showed from 1918 all the new tenants who are going to live in this house and the houses, my neighbours. And sure enough, on the photo, she's on there. She's actually on the photo. She was the first tenant who lived in here in 1918. Wow. I've seen her in the house a few times. My daughter's seen her when she was little. I've seen her in the house quite a few times since. I really have. So I didn't know who she was, but then that's since then. But yeah. But oh my God, the look she gave me, I said, who the hell are you? Yeah, they really do when you go into it. So that's, to me, that's time travel. That's a time slip. You're going to their area, not the other way around. It's different to spirit, pretty different. Yeah, it's weird.
So you wrote a book called Living in Two Worlds.
Yes.
My Journey.
Yeah.
What inspired you to write a book?
There's my baby.
Hey.
My baby.
There you go. There you go.
What inspired me, funny enough, is you've got it, my God, man. Have you gone over it now? Have you got your therapy now? Is it coming through?
Yeah.
You've gone over it. It is a bit. It is a bit. Yeah, I know, but that's
very, very interesting.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
So you can get a copy of this on Amazon. It's called Living in Two Worlds, My Journey by Kez Kelsall. So go on there and get it. It's such an interesting read, honestly. It'll open your eyes. So what inspired you to write the book then?
I think a lot of it was to help. Well, you've obviously read it, so you know what I'm going to say. Part of it was to help the human side of people. Certain things in my life, like abuse and other things, it was to help people to say you're not on your own, you're not alone. There's help out there. It wasn't when I was a kid or later on, but there is now. And it was to try and help people to understand also not just the human side of it. It's like, these things go on, but you must get help. It was also to show the spiritual side of it. When I was a child, when I was older, I died at 14. My first NDE was when I was 14 and I died. And so it's basically to show that there's more to this world and the afterlife than we know of. Our loved ones are in a lovely place. I try to explain to people what it's like, to see spirit all the time or communicate with them, give readings to people, mediumship to people. I want to open their eyes about past lives, time slips, everything, astral traveling, everything. Yeah, I really want to open their eyes on that side, but also to help people who need help in the human side, and also they've lost people. To know this happens. You know what I mean? It's know something. It's not good. I don't think. You know what I mean? So it's a bit of both, really. A bit of both.
How long did it take you to write it then? For all your experiences, because once you read it, it must have took ages to do that.
Yeah, it did, because it was more. They say it's cathartic. I'm not sure about that one, because I went. It was like I relived it all over again. It's not good, but I thought I bare my bones with someone else as well. But I did bare my bones. But I bared my bones in the hope that I could help somebody out there who's going through it or gone through it, and just to say, get help or, stuff. It was bloody hard, Paul, to be honest with you. It took about a good couple of years. Like, it was before COVID and it ended in COVID. And I put it out there in the March 2020, which was as COVID was coming. That's when I did it. So it took me about a couple of years, but my God, I had to, how many books I went through scribbling, totally. It was just running at my head, And then, I had to stop. I go, right, okay, let's digest what I just saw. Okay, let's carry on again now. So you're reliving it stuff. But as I said, it was worth it, I think, if it helps somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the reason why I read my book.
So doing that, you relive some of the trauma through your life.
Yeah, in a way.
Which you probably forgot about.
Yeah, I did in a way. Yeah, funny enough. I looked at it. It's weird because when it's in your head and all that, all these years, whatever. But when you see it on paper, you're like, bloody hell, is that me? It was a real shock. It was like somebody, like a second person. It was like, I'm looking in on myself and think, that's not me. Yeah, it is. It's me. That's what I went through. Do you know what I mean? It was ever so weird.
Yeah.
But when you detach yourself from it and you accept it, because there's nothing you can do about it now, but you accept it. You have to accept it. You've got no choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
That's the way. Yeah, it was strange like that. So maybe it's cathartic then. Maybe it was. But I realised afterwards, I thought, God, that was a good go. I'll do that again, which I will do. I will do with other subjects, but not me. But, I thought, well, no, if there's someone out there going through blah, 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 and it helps them, then it's all worth it. And the spiritual side as well, definitely. Some stuff is talked about.
You do your one-to-ones. Do you do platform or anything like that?
Oh, God. You're going to get me into trouble now, you are. Because, oh, no, trust me, you are, because I'm a bit strong about certain things.
Yeah.
I'm more one-to-one. I have done platform. I have done stand-up in a room or whatever, but I am more one-to-one. It's just the way I roll. It is. I don't like platform work. You're not going to be careful here. I'm not a lover of that particular side of it. The SNU, I've said it. SNU, there you go. It's out of mouth. I'm not no. I have had ding-dongs with them and everything because of their man-made rules which filter spirit. Spirit comes through us in all manner of the can. And it takes them, and some of them, it takes a lot to come through to us for that particular society to filter them or to stop it. Or you can't say that. And I just totally disagree with that. Totally disagree. It's a two-way thing, mediumship is, clairvoyance, all that, and visitations. It's a two-way thing. And I don't understand why you can't, it's natural. It's a natural thing that we do. It's totally natural. We're all able to do it. But that particular organisation, I think there's something there. You know what I mean? So sorry about the answer.
No, that's fine.
I'm more one-to-one. Yeah. Or I'm in your house or whatever, and this is just you two, kid, and let's talk. And that's what it's like, and that's what I'm like.
Nice. Luke, do you have a question for Kaz? Sitting there all quietly.
Have you ever come in contact with a famous person?
Have I ever contacted a famous person? That's a damn good question. I have come across people or energies who said they are that person. Doesn't necessarily mean they are that person, but I would say no to that one. Not me personally. Would I go to say I want to speak to so and so or whatever? Some people do. They say they've talked to Elvis, they've talked to whoever, and if they have, then fair play to them. But I think I'm probably just one of them people who talks to normal people. You know what I mean. And also, I do have a lot. As I said, I do have a lot of people come through with unfinished business, and they're just normal people like you and me, kid, or they are. Something's happened to me, if you know what I mean. Because I do deal with murder cases, definitely. So I haven't had Elvis come to see me now.
You'd say, let you have a drink. Dora, do you have a question?
When did you found your kind of bunch of people which didn't set you weird, apart from your family? Did you look for someone to join some group?
No, not at all. I've always been, I call myself a maverick because I am. I've always been on my own, worked on my own, worked with them, worked in whatever. I've sat circle for years, not SNU, thank God, but I have sat circle for years, but I've always done things on my own as well. So no, I haven't got my tribe, if you want to call it that. But I really can't remember when I started to say, oh, I've got to meet some people up and do this. I don't think I've ever come across that. I have got people now. I've got very good friends who are mediums or healers and stuff like that. But that's because we've just made friends, not because I want to be in there. Yeah. Are you with me? No, I've always done it on my own because it's, how'd you put this? This is my life. Do you know what I mean? It's my life.
Yeah.
To me, this is normal. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just normal for me, this is. So I don't always go for groups. I just don't because, I don't know. I do know of people, like I said, I do know of people, I mean, like yourselves today and other people, but I purposely don't hang around groups as such. Not really.
Well, I meant the way like people which gonna understand you. Do you know what I mean? Not like you work with some group, but people which not gonna call you weird. You know what I mean?
I see. Right. Okay. Yeah, I have got some friends who don't call me weird. Thank God. No, I'm different. Totally different now. You know that. Yeah, because I was part. I still am, but Dennis, bless him, he's over there now. Photo of him. I am part of a survival trust, which is part of the SPR in London. I've been with them many, many years now, and ASO. But that's the first one I really did go to. I went to London a lot, and I just met people, and I realised I'm not bonkers. They take me for what I am. They don't do it, but they trust me that I do it. I mean, I've been experimented on, as in, so to speak, not like probes, but at the SBR in London over the years, I've done seances down there just to see what makes me tick, what I can do. But yeah, I think a lot of people probably still do think I'm a bit on the weird side, but personally, that's up to them, isn't it? I'm not bothered because I'm at this stage in life. What do you think? I am. This is me. This is what I've been given since I was a child. So yeah, there's going to be some people out there, Dora, think you're a bit bloody weird. You are, but that's up to them. But there might be a time where they learn that. Hang on a minute, I've gone through that myself. It does exist. I think a lot of it is not knowing. The not knowing out there about certain things, like I said, and it just people don't believe it, and trust me, it's out there.
What make me think when you said when you was little you used to draw the eye on the hand?
Yeah.
I used to, if I draw something, and even if I was little, it always will be an eye.
In eye on anything?
Eye, just eye.
Right, okay. That sounds like it could be like, again, it is they call it, what do they call it now? They call it the evil eye, but they call it the magic eye, basically. But in Turkey, they have a protective eye. They call it
on the hand.
Yeah. Well, not just on the hand. They have, if you go to Turkey, I guarantee you'll go to a gift shop. And they're all blue with black in it, an eye. And it's all protected. Yeah. So all across Turkey to the Mediterranean.
I've got bracelet with it.
Yep, there you go then.
Is that what they call the all-seeing eye?
Yes, the all-seeing eye. And over there, they call it something else. I think it's protection of the evil eye or something like that. Weird. Yeah, it's for protection. So maybe you had that when you were young as well. For that reason. Maybe in the previous life, Dora, that is what you came across. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do in Turkey. Yeah, exactly. Let me get my hands. I don't want to break this bloody thing. They'll probably fall over. Oh, please don't fall. Right. That's a Hamza, if you can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see the intricate or the details here. It was the eye and the hand like that. I used to draw. But the eye, then, like you've just got, I'm going to put that somewhere a bit safe so I don't fall over. As I said, in Turkey, in the Mediterranean and onwards, that's what they do. So maybe, as I said, in the previous life, when you were young, if you were young or whenever you did it, you must have been in that position before to know what that was. Well, not to know it, but to see all the time, to draw it. That tells me that you've experienced it yourself. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'd explore that, I would, if I were you. See if you remember anything, be in dreams or anything. I would explore that myself. Explore my Dora. Dora the Explorer. True, though. I would look into that, Dora. I really would. Why are you...
Where should I start search that?
Well, what made you buy it? When did you start drawing the eye? Can you remember?
Oh, very long time ago.
Yeah. It could be anything. You could do it in a meditation. Do you meditate?
No.
No. Okay. Do you have dreams, weird dreams, or any of that?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, here we go. That's the key to the door for you. Then is the weird dreams. If you start dreaming about the eye, see where you go with that. See what you see in your head, or what you go with it, or where'd you go?
My last weird dream was I dreamt about American native with all the feathers.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
And I know I was there.
See, you've just said, I know I was. Because
I woke up and I in that dream, I was with kids. And I woke up and I checked, these kids are in bed.
Oh.
So I knew. Yeah.
See, so that to me is a past life. If your conviction is you were there, you know what I mean, and all that, that tells me something different. It isn't just like, I'll explain, you're just traveling in your head, like you saw on TV. But it's that strong inside, things, it. That's when you think, hang on a minute, I've been here before, So, yeah, I would explore it, your dreams with the eye. If you can, that is. Try and find out about, okay, what about the eye? Think about the eye before you go to bed or your bracelet or whatever, and see if you go anywhere or see if you dream anything about it. See if you got any, anything around it. So you might see some more scenery or something. It might make sense then to you. Because something's drawing. Okay. Definitely. All right.
Any questions, Angela?
Hello?
Any questions?
I've just got one question. It's a little bit of a tangent, but in your opinion, do you think that when children have an imaginary friend, it could be someone from the spirit world rather than someone in their imagination?
Yes. Yes, definitely. Children don't know the difference. They really don't know when they're up to a certain age, they don't know the difference at all, which is imaginary friend and spirit. Kids see spirit. They do. So they don't know any difference that spirit child shouldn't be there. It's their friend. And they just disappear or whatever. They don't understand that bit, though. Yeah, children see Children see spirit solid. A lot of them solid. So to them, it is a friend. So yeah, it is spirit. It is spirit. I remember, when I used to clear houses and whatever I said before, give readings. I remember the one time, in fact, Steve came with me, and he was in the room. I wasn't. I was in the kitchen with the lady who owned the place, and her little boy, I don't know how old he was, about 5, if that, in the other room with Steve. Steve was safe. And they were just talking away like you do. And all of a sudden, the child has said to my Steve, "Oh, so-and-so's here." And Steve was like, "What? What? Like this? There's no one there." He didn't say it. He's like, "What?" And all of a sudden, and I heard it in the kitchen, and the mother heard it in the kitchen because she was talking to me. All of a sudden, we saw this. Well, no, correction. I heard this little toy going ding, 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 ding. I was like, "What the hell's that?" So we both went into the room, and my Steve's face was like an absolute picture. What it was is the child, the child's friend, if you know what I mean, played with the little toy, which made a noise. And Steve saw it go round and round and round, and that kid did not touch it. So not only did he say to Steve, "Well, Fred's here," Fred was actually playing with the toy.
Wow.
In the kitchen. So yeah, it is spirit. It is spirit, definitely. Well, I'd say 99% of the time it's spirit, definitely. So when they say, it's invisible, well, maybe, but they're still there. Kids do play with kids.
I apparently had an imaginary friend because my mum always used to say, like, how I'd refer to them, but I don't remember having an imaginary friend at all. And I don't know why I don't remember that, because I thought it might be something that I would.
It could be. It could be because it was spirit, maybe. When you were in the junior school, I just about remember the infant school. My friends remember certain faces or certain names. Do you know what I mean? Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, and I think that's why, personally, if I could speak about myself, and if you take this, that's fine. When I went to the infant school, I remember a certain girl, a name, roughly, or what she looked like and what she used to do, right? Because she was solid, as in my friend at school. But if I was to have a kid friend at spirit, you may not remember that because it is spirit, and they go off and they come back. It's not regular, But your friend at school, you'll bloody remember them because you used to play with them, but in a different sense. And I can only assume that's why you can't remember that. I can only assume that it is. Because not only that, when you get to 6, like I said, things change. When you're after 6 or so, things change. We do things. And as I said, a lot of it's peer pressure. A lot of it is life. where we start to lose that ability to remember things when we're a kid, as in spirit-wise. Now, I remember the man at 3 years old. Trust me, I really did. But as I said, spirit friends, maybe it's because that reason. It was a spirit friend. That's why you can't remember. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. That
I think that sounds like that to me anyway. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
So when you do your murder cases,
Yeah.
do you ever get the spirit, once you've got to the bottom of it, come to you and say thank you?
Oh, God. Yes, I do. Yeah, I do. And, oh, my God. I didn't think you were going to ask me that. Yeah, there was one, I'm going to get upset in a minute. There was one person, lady. She went missing. I can say, I suppose I could say, because she's found, and but what was her name? There was a girl who went missing a fair few years ago now, and I was in Scotland at the time on holiday. Didn't know nothing about it, and she went missing in East Yorkshire, and her name, I can tell you her name now, was Libby Squires. She came from down south, down your neck of the woods, and she went to university in Hull. And I didn't know the ins and outs of it, you know, the whatever background. So anyway, something happened. I think I was in Scotland, and I think it just came on the telly, something like that. And I said to Steve, oh, I know what it was. I said to Steve, oh, blimey, blah, 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 right? And it was in winter she went missing. And the ITN News or whatever it was, or even Canada probably, they were interviewing people in the area. And one was, I've got to be careful what I say now. There was one bloke, I won't say what nationality he was.
Yeah.
One bloke who had a shop, he was a hairdresser or something. And I can't be careful what I say at the moment, but I just turned around to Steve and said it weren't him, but he knows him because he's the same nationality as him. And Steve, how did you know that? And I said, I'm telling you, I bloody well know it wasn't him. He knows him because he is blah, blah, right? Okay. So I came back home to Yorkshire, thought nothing of it. All of a sudden, this girl came to me, and it was Libby Squires. And now it's got cold. And she was basically saying to me, help me, which I get that a lot. And she then told me, she showed me in my head, like a film, which is how I get it. And basically what happened to her, because no bugger knew. She just disappeared off the face of the earth. So no one knew what happened to her or anything. And she showed me what happened to her. She showed me a lot of things, which I don't know whatsoever. So I went on Google Maps. I will get to the point in a minute. I went to Google Maps, and I just focused my eyes on an area of Hull, which they said she was last seen. I don't know. So I looked at it, and all of a sudden my eyes went shot across the screen, my eyes did, and it went to an area. And I went, what the hell's going on? Spirit can do that for me. I can look at something straight away, and I know on a map where I'm going with my eyes, because that's sort of, if I said a takeover, that sounds a bit creepy, doesn't it? But you know what I mean? Yeah. So I went, shit, I've got to go there. I've got to go. And I knew I've got to go there. I knew, because she kept saying, help me. And she said, I'm in the water. Oh, God, this is hard. I'm in the water. And I thought, well, where? I got a clue. I don't know bloody all. So I went over there on my own. A few years ago this was. I went on my own. I went to the place where my eyes got took, if that's the way of putting it. And all of a sudden, I came out the area, which is a park. I came out the area, and I started to walk. I felt this pull down the canal path. And all of a sudden, my hand was grabbed in a nice way, not in a nasty way, in a nice way. And I went, shit, that's her. And she pulled me. I didn't see her. I just felt my arm being pulled up this canal path. And I said, darling, I can't go any further, because I couldn't, because there was a main road and you're going towards the docks then. So I said, look, I went to the park, sorry. I went to the park. And there's police frogmen there. That's what it was. And I don't give a poo. I said it. And they were coming out the lake, this lake sort of thing. And I said, she's not here, love. I knew straight away she weren't. I said, she's not here, love. I said, she's further on. She's gone in the water here, but she's gone off in the waterway somewhere. And they looked at me like I'd gone out. But the one guy wouldn't believe me because I said I rang up whole police. This is my reference number. Trust me, I know what I'm saying. She's come to see me, and he's like, really? You know. And I said, yeah. She's told me that she's in the water, and you must find her. This is 6 weeks later. I found out within a few days we're missing, but I've been ringing them, and they didn't want to know. You're a nutter, you are, and all this rubbish. Anyway, so at the end I thought, F you, I'm going to bloody go myself, and I'll find you if it kills me, because if you're not doing nothing about it. So when I did see the frogman, I said, look, you need to look further up. She was here. And the one guy actually believed me. I feel strongly he believed me, because when he got in his van, he followed me round. He followed me down the bloody road. I'm like, what are you doing? And I thought, you believe me? That's why you're following me, to see what I'm doing. So I carried on anyway. And she kept saying to me, I'm in the water all the time. So I had to get the trains back. It's just like a 2-hour journey from here. So I got on the train, and I don't know how, like I say it again. And I was on the train, and also on the train went over this one part of track, and my stomach, I don't know if anyone gets it when you get spirit, my stomach just flipped over like it was like awful. And straight away I went, I can't swear again. You know, she's here. I looked through the carriage window to the left, and there was a massive body of water. Don't know it. I don't know where it was at the time. Massive body of water. And I knew that, what do we go? Gone cold again. She's in there. Shit. So I had to remember the station before and the station I was going to next to make the point of this body of water was in the middle. So I got back home, and for some reason I didn't ring the police, which is like a bit of a bad thing, I suppose. But I got home, and I thought, I'll ring them tomorrow morning. She is in this place. I looked on the map. It's the whole estuary. It's massive. It's where the boats come in and all that, and the North Sea. So I went to ring the police the next morning, and it straight away, and sometime later on, that they found her. A fisherman found her. The day I was about to bring the law up again to say, get yourself down the estuary. Yeah. A fisherman found her in the estuary, and he thought it was a dummy or whatever. And she'd been in there 6 weeks, so you can imagine. So anyway, yeah. So I got back home because I had to go out. I got back and burst into tears, but I was relieved that they found her.
Yeah.
I was in the other room where I used to work in that room, but I work in this one now. But I used to work in that dining room where it real busy. And all of a sudden, I saw her in front of me in my room, and she just looked at me and she said, "Thank you, thank you." And oh God, I can't go again now. You know, I've not had Spirit tell me thank you. I don't expect it. I don't. I just thank you. And let's put you in a better place for your family. Your family needs you back. And she said, "Thank you, thank you." And then she gave me a message for a mum, which I have written down. And then she just disappeared, and I've never heard from her since.
Oh wow!
You know, so yeah, that's it. That's the only time I've had thank you, but I've dealt with other cases, and it's all to do with they've got to be found because the family must have them back. You know, and it's also unfinished business.
Yeah,
I've got a case still from many years ago where. Oh, guys, I can't say really, can I? Essex Police. I've been down to Essex Police. I've had a meeting with them because I've told them where she is. Will they do anything about it? Well, the chuff. They won't do anything about it. He's in prison up here. I'm 2 miles away from Wakefield Prison. He's in there. He's been there some years now, and he will not tell them where she is. But I know where she is because I told the police where she was in 20. Where are we now? When did she go missing? 2021. 2001, sorry. 2001. Yeah. I was in Wales. And they all come to me one night, and I went, whoa, I thought it was a bad dream, you know, like you do. I thought it was a bad dream. And I went, whoa, I don't like that dream. That was a bit of a bloody nightmare, that was. And I saw her like I could have touched her, you know. I saw the surroundings. I didn't know the area, but I didn't know where the hell it was, in fact. And that's what started this. And I rang up the police the next. Oh no, lie. Saw her, heard what she said. Saw him. I saw him in his van, and I went, she knows him. And then I saw things like a film to see what he used to do with other girls. And the next day, she was in the paper, the main paper, saying she's gone missing. Schoolgirl, I have to say that she's missing. Blah blah blah. So I rang up the law in Essex. I was a screwy woman. Don't know what you're talking about. You're in Wales. How the bloody hell are you going to know about this person's in Essex? I said, you just have to trust me. But they didn't. They didn't. And now they do. And I'm having to go down there probably this year. And I'm hoping they come with me to say, she's here. I know where she is. She still comes back. She's not at rest. Well,
Yeah.
phrase that. Her energy's not at rest. That's a better way.
Wow.
You know, they still want to know where she is. And the police have just been slack. I'm sorry, but they've been slack. So I'm still at the moment. But she does come back from time to time, you know. She's like, she shows me stuff and everything, even now. And I'm sorry, darling, I'm trying my best here. But a lot of those, long question, long answer again. Yes. Libby Squires said thank you to me. And she's the only one who's done it. And as I said before, it's not about that.
Yeah,
it's about doing what's right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sorry about the long answer.
Well, that's fine. It's interesting. Any questions, Angela?
There's a question from Sindel.
So, Sindels, but can you connect to a certain spirit, or is it they contact you? I've had times where it's been on a trance for minutes for me, but been like 30 minutes in an hour.
And that's what I said before. That if you go into higher planes, the time is different. The time, it's just so quick. It is so quick. And ours is like treacle. So that I can answer that one. She knows about that one. In respect to, you could ask if you want to speak to your mum, whoever, loved one, somebody else. You can ask, and sometimes they will come through. Sometimes, me personally, oh God, how can I put this? Sometimes my heart, I feel wary about that because you can get tricksters. I mean, I think you all know that anyway. But you can get tricksters. If you want somebody that much, I can tell you now, you could get a trickster coming through. Oh, yes, I'm your mum. I'm whatever. Oh, you hell. No, you're not. And the only way you know that is because you feel the feeling is different. You can ask them questions about things that they wouldn't know. And you'll know then it's not who you think it is. So it's up to you if you feel strongly that you will get that particular person through. But I don't really do that. I put the energy out to say, Mum, hello, Mum, or whatever. But I wouldn't expect me to go over to, contact her that way. Yeah. But to be honest with you, spirit will contact you. Spirit will contact you, and that's how it works for me, is they come to me, which is nice. Yeah. It's nice. But as I say, my opinion, which you've asked for, Cindo, is if you do put it out there that you want to speak to somebody you know, just putting it out there, really. What's the discernment? Discernment's the word, where you think, is it so-and-so, or is it not? Because it could be a trickster. All right, lovely.
Yeah, nice. Anything else, Angela?
No, that's all the questions.
Dora, any questions?
No, can't think of any.
Luke?
Say if someone took their own life, will they be stuck on the earth? Stuck?
That's a very good question, Luke. That is a very good question, love. Sometimes the energy is here. So, wow, that's a good question because I can answer that in another way because I've done a few cases. Let's stick with this. First of all, you get some of the essence of them. Their energy is here. They're not here. They've gone to the afterlife. They've gone to the higher planes. Yeah. Okay? And then you got some who are stuck here, called earthbound, which is what you just said, I believe. Now, that happens, and it does happen a lot. One, because someone's took their life and they want justice, yeah? Or they don't know they died. And that happens a lot. Now, when I cleared my friend's apartment out some years ago now, it was an old hospital. And there was, in her bedroom, which was an apartment, there was 2 spirits in there. The one was the youngest lad from the 1920s, 1930s? And that was when the bedroom, or that part of the building, when it was a hospital, was a vagrant ward. The other two in the same bedroom was from the 50s, and he was visiting his wife. And he was just hanging around because he thought his wife was still there. So that's different. He's just visiting. He's visiting his wife. He's also visiting. This lad was earthbound, and he was so angry, absolutely angry. And what happened was he got run over by a car in the 1920s. They thought he was a vagrant because of the way he looked when he got his face was bloody. I mean, I saw his face; it was solid. And they took him to hospital round near Leeds, and he died of his wounds. He died of his injuries. He didn't know he had died. Okay, so he was earthbound for that reason. And when I spoke to him about this, and he showed me what happened to him, I said, "Did you not see the white light?" And he said, "Well, yeah, I did, but I'm scared." I think it was a mixture of he didn't know what it was, and he was scared anyway. So you got your earthbound for that reason who don't know they've died. He didn't know he was dead. He just didn't know what bloody year it was. He thought it was 1920 something. And I said, "No, darling, this is, was it now? 2005. It was 2005. He couldn't compute it. It was like, no, it's 1920. No, love. You've been here such a long time, darling. You need to go over." So I sent him over to say, "Look, your loved ones are waiting for you." You also get your earthbound. You get your earthbound because, as I said, something's happened to them. And you also get your earthbound ones from normal people. Normal people, I'm not normal. But you know what I mean. You get some people who they're frightened of judgment. And that's another story. There's no judgment. Where they've done something on this earth, or they've done some not very nice things, not murdered someone, but not very nice things to someone in their life. And they're frightened to go. And they won't move on because of that reason. And they can be earthbound for that reason. So it could be emotion. It could be a violent act, like history, historical things. And you get battles. You see people who are fighting in battle still now, or not far from here, from 1600s, because they died in such a way that their essence is still there. Some, as I said, are earthbound because they're frightened to go over. And some, Dennis, my mate, who's on that photo now, bless him, he wasn't earthbound, but he was earthbound for 3 days. He died on the Sunday. No, sorry, 2 days. He died on the Sunday, and I saw him in my house, and he was talking to me. And I said, "Dennis, you need to move on, love. You don't want to be stuck because you've only got a certain time. When the white light shows, you have only got a certain time to go through the white light to be helped by loved ones, normally, over to the other side. But there is that certain time, and after that certain time, then it's a bit like, I'm sorry, the door was open, and a lot of them are earthbound for that reason too, because a lot of it is with him. He wanted to say goodbye to his wife and family. That's his only reason why. And then he did go at the right time, because I told he was a man of the cloth. He was a vicar. At the end, when he met me, he believed in the afterlife. He believed in heaven and love you, Dennis. By the way, but he didn't understand this side of it. And at the end, he did go. I remember saying to him on the Tuesday at 4:00 in the afternoon, I said, "Dennis, you need to go. I'm worried that you're going to be stuck here. I'm worried about it." And I was worried. I said, "Dennis, you need to go." 8:00, I went on a meeting, this group of moonlight sort of thing. And the energy just changed totally. And I knew he'd gone. I knew he went. And he took my advice. So, yeah, some people don't go with it. I know it's a long question, by the way, Luke, but it's true, yeah. You do get your earthbound for a lot of reasons, though. Not all tragic. Some want to stay with the families. They don't want to go. They watch on their families, which is good. But you need to go afterwards, you know what I mean? But some hang around for families, and then they're stuck, I'm afraid, And then you get people like myself or other people who do soul rescue, who can cajole them to move them on. Yeah? Is that too long long answer for you?
Sorry.
Good question, Luke. Good question. Any other questions?
Look.
Well, thank you so much, Kaz, for doing this for us tonight. And to say, if you go on Amazon, you can buy Kaz's book. It's called Living in Two Worlds, My Journey. So get on Amazon and buy it, because it blows your mind, the journey that this lady has had in her life. Honestly, you won't believe it. So from all of us, thank you so much for doing this tonight, Kaz.
Thank you for having me and listening to me.
Oh, it's brilliant. I loved it.
I'll pay you later, all right?
Yeah. Don't forget, though.
But no, thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I hope you really enjoyed it. We did. Very, very interesting. And that's a very small part of Kaz's life. If you read the book, you'll understand there's a lot more to it than what she's explained tonight. So at some stage, we'll have her back on and we'll go part 2.
Get your popcorn ready and your lagers.
We do a lot live from Wakefield.
Yes, definitely. Thank you very
So-
much, guys. Right,
So on
guys.
behalf of all of us, just hang on after,
Okay.
Kaz, because it'll go off and then we'll come back into the room, just have a quick chat. So
All
on
right.
behalf of everybody on here, thank you once again so much. So take care, everybody. Have a very, very safe week this week. And we'll see you back here next Monday for another interesting go. So see you all soon. Take care. Bye, everybody.
Bye.